Alright, we should be good to go. So, before we get started, I'm gonna leave a little secret bonus for anybody that happens to watch the recording of this video, or anybody that happens to join the stream this early. Now, most of this is going to be dedicated towards finishing raids, but there's one little thing that I needed to do beforehand. Before I get started, I recently unlocked my upgraded relic weapon, or resistance weapon, the Crown's Blade, and I need to finish socketing all my materia. So I have 4 out of 5 materia, but I'm missing 1 materia slot. So I need to get that. Now, there are a few different ways to get materia. There are currencies that unlock it. There are, things that you could buy off the market board. Get it that way. Or you could do it the way that I like to get materia, which is Materia Transmutation. And this isn't just a good way to get materia, but it's also a really good way to make gil. So I've talked previously about how I generally like to make gil by doing trade skills. So crafting, gathering, that type of stuff. And that is definitely the best way to make a lot of money in Final Fantasy. But if you want to make money in a long-term way that requires some investment, you can unlock this thing. And then you grab a ton of really cheap materia, throw it into the machine here, and then when it's all done, confirm, then Munimix does a little bit of an animation, and whenever he's finished with that, boom. A little bit of RP, and I get a Craftsman's Cunning materia. And which one is that? Craftsman's Cunning. This thing sells for quite a lot on the market board. So by turning roughly, I want to say this is around like 4k worth of materia into Craftsman's Cunning, I've made a profit of, depending on what the market board value is now, it used to be that would be a profit of around 5k gil. And you can just spam this. So you buy all of this really crappy materia, which sells for about less than 1,000 gil on the market board. You buy it in bulk, so I have over 300 of the Tenacity and Piety materia. And then you just transmute it. Pop it in here. You want to do 1 of each. It's very important that you only get 1 of each materia in here. That's really cheap, because every single time you do materia transmutation, you can only get a materia out of it that you didn't put in. So if I have 1 of each of the really crappy materia, then I'm basically improving my odds of getting a really high-priced materia. Craftsman's Command. That's worth a lot. I just made profit off that. Pop in some more. And we're going until I get a direct hit rate materia. So I did this partially because I need to. Is that it? Savage Aim. That's critical hit. You know what? That's good enough. I'll pop that in. So that is the last materia I need. But I figured that this would be a good thing to do right at the start of the stream. I could have finished this before I started, but it's a nice little bonus. So for anybody who got here early, or for anybody who's watching the recording, now you have... Oh. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, well. I meant to... I meant to meld materia onto it. Whatever. Materia melding, equipped. At least it didn't break, because that would have been really bad. So, critical hit. And 1 more determination, sure. And for the relic weapon, one of the reasons why it's so good is it has 5 guaranteed slots on it. So you can, technically speaking, overmeld onto crafted weapons, but the overmelding doesn't allow you to get all materia 8 on it. You can only get 2 materia 8 and then overmeld some materia 7. So overall, aside from being the highest item level, when it's fully upgraded, the relic weapon has more gem slots for level 8 materia. So it's really good because of that. But that is it for this part. Now it's time to actually get into the purpose of this stream. So I'm just going to be hopping right into Eden's Promise Umbra, which is the first thing that I unlocked here. I did this all before starting the stream because, I mean, it would have been kind of boring to watch me do all of the RP stuff before I began. So I'm going to hop in here. Average wait time of 5 minutes, so while I do that, I could probably also queue for... let's see, withdraw Tower at Paradigm's Breach. So I'll queue for both of these at once. Whichever one pops first, that's what we'll start with. I kind of hope it's the Eden one, because Tower at Paradigm's Breach is going to take a while. And I would rather wait until the end to do that, but if it pops, it pops. I'll do whatever's fastest. In the meantime, what can I do? I guess I just could do more Materia Melding. I would do Bozja, but honestly, I can't really queue for Bozja, I don't think, if I'm in queue for something else, so... yeah, Materia Melding it is. Pop over to Mutamix, and we chuck stuff in here. One of each. First time you do it, it always has a bit of a long animation, but on subsequent uses, it's a lot faster. So if you intend on doing this money-making strategy, I would recommend setting aside a long period of time to just grind it out, and make sure you have a lot of really, really crappy materia stockpiled. And it's also worth noting that if you get, at least on my server, obviously prices will vary, but if you manage to get a red materia, so if I go over here, one of these, Savage Might, Savage Aim, there's also, I forget what the other one is, it's, oh yeah, Heaven's Eye materia. If you get one of those, it is, technically speaking, a loss of money, but you still basically, like, make back, I would say 75%, I think is what the current market value is. 75% of your investment, so it's like, worst case scenario with this method, you're making 75% roughly of your money back, and best case scenario, you're seeing like a 100% profit. But it does take a while. I would say this is the reason why most people don't do it, because admittedly, it can get pretty boring to just sit here and spam materia over and over. Alright, I'll do one more until I get another blue materia. And when I get that, I will head over to Bozja and check the prices on what I made. No blue ones yet. Let's see. Fingers crossed on this one. Craftsman's competence. Perfect. Okay, so can head over to Ul'dah. I'm gonna teleport because why not? I'm lazy. I don't feel like flying. If you're really trying to save Gil in this game, I would recommend just, you know, flying or even walking from point to point, but I have more than enough to just eat the cost of teleports for now. Oh, Q popped. And it's Eden's Promise, perfect. So I will do the price checking after the fact. But I made, I think, quite a bit here, because I got, in total, about 10 blue materia and a few green materia. And green materia are still worth quite a lot. Huh.
I'm drawing out the darkness. Get ready.
So, this is based off a boss in the Crystal Tower raid, I think. Could be misremembering it. Interesting.
It worked, Gaia! We've done it!
Alright. Well, I've never done this before, so I'm probably going to die a lot. But, we'll try. I'm gonna let this other tank go first, because he probably knows more about what he's doing. Ground racing particle beam. Oh shit. Hello, Ahmed Shanidi. That sounds bad. I'm guessing that's a taunt swap. So I'm gonna go ahead and taunt off him. It may not be a taunt swap, but if anything targets a tank like that, I just assume it is. It's a lot of damage. Oh, what is that? I have no idea what this mechanic is doing. It's targeting tiles. Fuck me. Oh, I'm dead, right? I'm not dead. Is it just like I can't stand in the same place for too long? Arm's length, fuck it, I'm not risking it. Do I have to break this tether? Now I'm dead. Okay, yeah, I fucked that up. I guess I have to break the tether so it doesn't pull me. That makes sense. And this is... big AoE explosion. Alright. Okay, nice. I'm alive. We have the squares again. I'm guessing I just don't want to touch those, just like last time. I don't know what these hypercharged clouds do. I would imagine we need to DPS them. Oh, I see. So there's like a little indicator on their left arm. Or that would be their right arm in that case. I can't stand here. I think. I'm not really sure if this mechanic kills me, but it looks like the kind of thing that kills me. So, I'm just not going to risk it. Okay, we're good. Should be safe here. And if I get tethered, assume I just break this. Yeah, okay. So now I'm good. Okay. Not too bad. Then safe spot, imagine, is here. Yep, right about. Got clipped by that. Oh well. Didn't kill me. I don't know why though, but the music is like way louder than it used to be. I'll have to turn it down after this boss fight because it's like really fucking loud on my end. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if anybody else hears the same. But we got it. Nice. I guess usually these cutscenes don't have anything, but I'll watch it just in case. Da 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 da. Before I forget, I should also go and get a new Wondrous Tales in Idleshire. I just realized I've been forgetting to do that. Lots of loot. I basically need everything. Alright. I got some stuff. 2 pieces. Not bad. It all went surprisingly well. Of course, we have Haraldin to thank, blah, blah, blah. Options. None of these are worth anything, so just more stuff to throw into the materia grinder. Huh. That's pretty. Alright, let me turn the sound down a little bit. So that would be sound settings. Background music. Maybe like 60%. I still like the music in this game. 70. It really doesn't seem to have any noticeable impact. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't know if I'm supposed to understand what's going on. I've been a little bit confused by the Eden story the entire time, but... Oh, an Ascian. So I guess the final boss of this raid is going to be an Ascian, then? That's neat. Presumably. Yeah, that's a big lore drop. I wish there was a way that I could just, like, watch all these later. At the same time, I know I technically can in the inn, but I don't want to go into these fights with, like, zero context. I do like watching the story, but I know it does create downtime. They did talk about that Eden is the first Sin Eater. Yeah, I remember that part. That I remember from the, like, original questline. But I think the fact that it's an Ascian is, like, new information that we're just supposed to be finding out. Yeah, no, all that stuff about, like, them restoring, like, all the different elements, I gathered that much. But I wasn't sure if there was, like, something else that I was supposed to understand. Like, the whole thing with Gaia, I never really understood, like, what her deal was. Just that she was, like, corrupted by the darkness. So, I guess this is, like, the explanation for what happened. Cool. I do like how this raid actually has lore significance. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of the raids in whatchamacallit. I guess Bahamut did have some lore significance, but I thought like Alexander was just like kind of a side story, so I wasn't a huge fan of it. And what was the raid in Stormblood? Oh yeah, the whole like Omegaverse or whatever it was in Stormblood. I did not like that raid. It's like it was fine mechanically, but I felt like story-wise it was just kind of an excuse to drag all of these like old Final Fantasy characters out and turn them into boss fights, which is like cool, but it has no impact on the actual like story or world building, at least as far as I can remember. But this actually does matter in the grand scheme of things. So I think this is like a better way to do the raid. And as far as I know, they're going to be doing something similar in Endwalker. It's apparently going to be somewhat tied to the actual main story, which is good. I much prefer that. This is cool, though. I like this lore drop. Also, I will say, Alliance raids tend to have the same problem. Uh, Crystal Tower obviously has major story significance, so that one, once again, I think is fine. But I mean, the whole the Ivalice raids were so boring. I get that they're apparently a reference to some old Final Fantasy game. That's like what one of my friends told me. And apparently, if you played that old Final Fantasy game, the Ivalice raids were like really cool. It was like all these references and stuff. But I never played it, so to me, it was just a complete snooze fest because none of it made any sense, and I just couldn't care about any of it. The only good thing about that questline is it introduced Makoto. And then the same one with like Void Ark, Weeping City of Mach or whatever. I get that that one had like mild story significance, but nowhere near. But apparently, the new raid once again is something to do with like exploring the origins of the Eorzean gods. They didn't really go into detail, but apparently it's going to be like much more relevant to the main story, which I think they kind of realized that, because also Yorha, God, like I haven't played Nier Automata. I don't know. I haven't played that game, right? I've heard good things about it, but haven't tried it. And the new Alliance raid, I have just been so bored every single time I have to do the unlock shit for it. I don't know any of the characters. All I know is that 2B has like a big ass. That's about it. Uh, Literally outside of that, I don't know anything about the franchise. So the fact that it's tied to all these different elements from the game that I've never played, it's so hard for me to give a shit about the story because I was completely lost. I remember with a Copied Factory, I tried following along, and eventually I just got so lost that I'm like, all right, skipping cutscenes, but there's so many fucking cutscenes for that. Ivalice story is quite big. It's extended to Bozja. Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, I played through it, right? And I watched the cutscenes, especially because I did know that it extended to Bozja. I played through it because it was an unlock for Bozja. And it's fine, but most of it is just this side story crap. Like, the only thing I would say that even has, like, some significance to the main plot is the first raid, Royal City of Rabanastre, right? Because that is like an actual location in the Final Fantasy XIV world, and I think the entire point of that is it's like occupied by the Imperials and stuff. But everything else is like some Indiana Jones shit where you're like exploring this ancient ruin that apparently was important in a different Final Fantasy game. So I don't know. Like, I know that the story kind of leads into it, but effectively, like, I've been playing through the Bozja storyline, and outside of the generic aspect of the Imperials are occupying a lot of, like, cities in Othard and stuff like that, and this, like, fact that Cid gets reintroduced in that quest line and you meet Makoto for the first time, like, those are the only elements that really carry over. Everything else just kind of ends and doesn't have any significance, unless they come back later on in the Bozja quest line, but as far as I've gotten so far, I haven't seen anything else carry over. Like, I kind of get why they made it a requirement, because, you would have no idea who Makoto was otherwise, but I feel like they could have just reintroduced her if you haven't played through that quest line and been like, oh, this is Makoto. And then, if you did complete the quest line, she would have special dialogue or something. But having to sit through that entire Alliance raid that I just quite honestly didn't care about was a bit boring. Okay. Okay, I get the point. I'm just skipping this. That felt a little bit repetitive. Okay. Oh. Wait, I guess she never found out? Huh. Oh, no, she doesn't remember. I was, like, pretty sure that they had that, like, ending thing in 5.3, but I was like, maybe I forgot about that? Did I, like, make it all up? Recreate the battle of 100 years past. Oh. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I'm guessing that's the second boss of the raid. Now, is it just going to be more repetitive? Okay, yeah. Okay, so we're fighting the same thing that Ardbert fought years and years ago. Cool. And he captured Gaia. Alright. So, once again, I'll queue up for both Tower at Paradigm's Breach and this one. And in the meantime, more Materia Transmutation. Or actually, no, I'll price check stuff. So I can head back to the Crystarium and price check it there. Beer Bond's almost done with some of these items. So I have... What is it? Actually, I have 12 blue materia. Okay, how much do these sell for? Yep, 6k each. Alright, so bare minimum, this one is a 2k gil profit, roughly. Perfect. 6,500. I'll sell it one at a time. People usually don't want to buy it in stacks. Yep. And what about these? This is worth 9k gil? And this one is worth... Okay, that's only 5.5. Still a profit. Yeah, okay, this materia stuff is absolutely worth it still. I wasn't sure if the prices still held. I mean, I guess back in the day, some of those materia sold for like 20k a pop, which... It's nowhere near that value now, which is to be expected. You know, expansion's almost over, but... That is still quite a bit of profit if you do it correctly.
So this all took place 100 years ago. But what does it have to do with Gaia?
It's called The Ravening Anti-Hero. Or that's its title, rather. That seems like foreshadowing. Cool model. Alright. I guess I'll pull. So I should be safe here. Ooh, lots of people got hit by that. That's another backwards one, right? Nice. Fawn Shadow. Guessing these are ads? Maybe? I guess not. Okay. Oh, I'm alive. I thought those were going to be like ads that I had to pick up, but I guess it was just like a different type of explosion. Alright. Fade to shadow. I'm gonna just follow everybody else. Okay, yeah, that was smart. Okay. That's actually pretty sick. Just stands on its hind legs. I dig it. Ow. Okay, so the indicators on this are actually not bad. Oh, wait. That hits behind him. Oh, I feel bad for those guys. Luckily, I was, you know, in the right spot, but if I was where they were standing, I would have definitely gotten hit, because that's not what I was expecting. I'm assuming somebody needs to stand on each of these circles, right? Right, Shadow Slash. Oh, wait. Wait, okay. I almost got bamboozled there. So it does, like, little fake-outs. Okay. It's neat. And this is the same mechanic as before. Oh. Well, I'm alive, but that poor samurai is not. Oh, I got hit. I got hit twice! That's not good. I had to pop all my cooldowns to live there, but I am alive. This is where, you know, tank, or a normal tank would probably taunt off me since, you know, I just took a lot of damage and had to pop everything. This guy's like, nah, you got this. Forward implosion, so probably this side. I guessed correctly. Oh, he's standing up again. Ooh, that poor samurai. He's died 2 times now. Poor guy. I feel bad for him, because, like, if I was a DPS, that would be me right now. I would definitely be dead. I'm in the right spot, right? No, I'm not. I'm good, though, because I'm a tank. Tank privilege. Holy shit, that hurt. That killed me. Partially because I was just sitting at 50% HP. But alright. I'll wait for those explosions to go off. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit to take this. And... yeah, it seems like a good time. Alright. We are... okay, a lot of people took damage there. So, if... I think I understand how that mechanic works. He points at one of them at the start, and then he shuffles them around like, you know, the cups, like that carnival game. So, my best guess is that you're supposed to watch the one that he... oh, this is gonna kill me, right? Yeah, I got hit once. Yeah, I think you need to watch the one that he targets, and then run behind it at the ends. I may be wrong in that. Technically speaking, this is still doable. I'm gonna follow them. Yeah, backwards implosion, so... yeah. Void Gate, that's an AoE. Oh no, that's this thing. I'm out of range, but I can still spam a heroic throw. Whatever this version is called. Left Giga slash up here. Oh, those people are... okay, they're alive at least. I don't think we're gonna get Cup Game again, so I don't think I'll be able to test my theory. But I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that. Yeah, I don't know how that mechanic works at all. Because... Okay, so he slashes in the direction of the black thing, and in whatever the indicator is. So, that one is forward and right? Okay, that makes sense. Never mind, I understand it. Honestly, I kind of want to try that one again. I wouldn't get loot for it, though. Actually, have they removed the restriction on loot? I'm not sure. Nice. Got the ring, I got the boots. Cool. I think I kind of figured that out at the end, after I had already died. But, better late than never. Options, all are trash. Final Fantasy is the wackiest IP ever. You never know what's gonna happen. I guess. I mean, technically speaking, it's like... I mean, the model, yeah, is like kind of weird, but it's not too far off. Like, this isn't super out there as far as the storytelling gets. You'll be able to receive loot if you do it again. Oh, so they lifted the restrictions. I guess it makes sense. The expansion's almost over. Maybe I will try it again. We'll see. Hello, Dixon. Good to see you. Warriors of Light, the Shadow Keepers. So, I'm guessing the big reveal is going to be that Gaia is the Shadow Keeper, right? You and I joined our power as one to create it. Okay. So, not really. She created it. I kind of figured that's what they were building up to. Fair warning, by the way. Whenever, like, stuff like this, like cutscenes and stuff are happening, dialogue or not, I'm not really going to try to talk over it, because I do want to focus on reading this. I do want to set that precedent, because we're going to get a lot of this stuff when Endwalker comes out. I want to make sure that people know that, like, I'm not going to be, like, you know, talking casually over cutscenes whenever the new expansion hits. There are going to be periods where I just shut up and watch the cutscenes. Alright. Okay, so she technically was the Shadow Keeper. Just one half of it, I guess. I think? I do love the glow in the relic weapons. It's super fucking cool. Oh, I get it. So she's an Asian, and she, like, fused with him, just like La Habrea and that other chick did at the end of Heavensward. Ah, that's cool. My cat's meowing at me. That's cool. Asian Prime. Isn't that the same model as the one in that Heavensward dungeon? I could be wrong. The Asians are so fucking cool. This is one of the problems I have with streaming Final Fantasy, though, because, like, I know that some people will probably, like, want to check out the stream, even though they don't really understand Final Fantasy XIV. And it's like, if you don't understand, like, all the lore building up to this, none of this makes any sense. But this is actually super fucking cool, because, you know, all the stuff in Shadowbringers and whatnot. That's why this game is such a hard sell, because it's like, if you experience the entire thing, it's amazing. But getting people to actually get through all that, I wish I could just convince more people. Like, the other day, I was talking to my cousin, and I was like, so did you actually just finally give up in Final Fantasy? And he was like, yeah, for now. He kind of burnt out on it. Are spoilers without context considered spoilers? That's a good question. So it depends, because every now and then something will, like, stick in your head, right? So a good example is, like, my friends, when I first started playing Final Fantasy, one of the ways that my friend convinced me to play it is by showing me a bunch of, like, boss guides and stuff like this, to say, oh, like, there are all these cool bosses in this game, like, the rating is really good, but, you know, you got to get through the story first. But this is what awaits you once you get through the story. And I mean, I love really good raids, so I watched all that stuff and I was like, oh, this is sick. And obviously, at the time, none of that made any sense to me. But I had vague memories of, like, some of these boss fights. So, like, for example, I saw Shinryu, right? And I remember seeing that boss fight, that video, and going like, oh, so there's, like, this gigantic dragon or something like that. And then the moment that it got introduced in the story later on, I immediately remembered seeing that boss guide, like, however long ago it was, when my friend showed it to me. And I was like, oh, so that dragon is going to be the end boss of this expansion. And then the entire build up to, like, what was going to happen with all that stuff, like, towards the end of the storyline, I effectively had it spoiled for me like a year in advance. And that kind of was like a ticking time bomb just sitting there. It was a spoiler that I didn't really know was a spoiler. And then when I got to that point in the storyline and that memory came back, it spoiled it for me. So, in a sense, yes, spoilers without context can be spoilers if you later on get that context and then you remember the thing that you had spoiled for you previously, and now with the context, you're like, oh shit, I know what's going to happen. So, kind of. My cousin had a similar experience when he was listening to the soundtrack of The Twinning, and he really liked that soundtrack. He was like, oh, The Twinning, like, this song is amazing. And, you know, in the background of that song, it had, you know, a walkthrough of the dungeon, effectively. And then he got to the Crystal Tower raid, and he was like, wait a second, this looks familiar. And then he was like, but I thought the Twinning was a Shadowbringers dungeon. So why is the Shadowbringers dungeon the exact same as a raid in A Realm Reborn? And then he was like, oh, do they bring this back? And I'm like, no, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Nope. You just accidentally spoiled the entirety of Shadowbringers for yourself. Please don't think about it. I guess not the entirety, right? Like, a major plot beat in Shadowbringers got spoiled for him. And that was all because he watched a music video out of context, and then months later, when he got to Crystal Tower, it ruined it for him. Now, he still hasn't got into Shadowbringers, so it technically still hasn't ruined that reveal. But whenever he gets to Shadowbringers, he already knows that the Crystal Tower is coming back because he watched that video. So, kind of, yeah. It's a valid point. You fortunately didn't spoil any of 14 for yourself. Yeah, I was lucky enough to not have any of the really big stuff spoiled for me. Especially Shadowbringers, right? I would say, honestly, the plot of, like, Heavensward and Stormblood is, like, it's not bad, but it's not, like, the best thing ever. But Shadowbringers, in my opinion, is the one with the biggest and, you know, most exciting twists, where I would have been really disappointed if any of that had been spoiled for me, so, you know. I'm glad that I didn't have any of that spoiled, but I did have some of the stuff in Stormblood spoiled for me as a result. And I don't blame my friends, right? The fact that they showed me those videos did get me into the game, but it had that minor adverse effect. During your playthrough, you were super interested in looking up stuff on the Ascians when you were, like, midway through Heavensward. I feel that. That's the neat thing about the Ascians, right? Like, they're shrouded in mystery for such a long time. And you really want to figure out, like, what's the deal behind them. But I always tell people when they ask me, like, who are these Ascian guys? What's their deal? I'm like, don't look it up. Just play through the story. Trust me, there is a payoff. It makes sense later. Because there are a lot of villains that just have, like, mysterious motives for their entirety of their place in the story. And they just want to destroy the world for no reason whatsoever. But the Ascians, like, obviously, as you figure out later, have a really cool motive. And because it doesn't make sense initially, most people are just like, yeah, I'm just going to look it up. I'm going to see if, like, what their deal is. But when you figure out their motive, it's like, it's a big, holy shit moment. That's cool. You managed to stop yourself? Good. Yeah, that was definitely a reveal that I was glad I got to experience without any spoilers. It's the reason why, when this expansion comes out, I'm going to be blasting through the entirety of the story, and I will not sleep until I reach the end of Endwalker. When I finish that story, when I have that little pop-up in the left of my screen that says, main story quest complete, that is when I will sleep after Endwalker hits. I am not risking anything. I will be one of the first people to finish that story, not because I want to speedrun it, but because I don't want spoilers at any cost. So, that is my plan for Endwalker. Coincidentally, it'll end up being a, I don't know, 24-hour, 36-hour stream, however long that's going to be, which will be fun. Though, I technically am going to have a class on Friday, but it's not really an important class. I might end up skipping that one, but I'll probably have to just talk to my teacher ahead of time, make sure there's nothing, like, special happening. Normally, this would have been this coming week, and that actually wouldn't have been a problem, because I already know we're not doing anything this coming week, so I already figured that out. I was like, oh yeah, I'm good to skip class on Friday. But now it's going to be, I think, the second to last week of class. Thankfully, it doesn't align with finals week. If it was finals week when the expansion was releasing, I would have been fucked, because I would not have been able to skip that class, because I would have had to give my presentation for my final project. But if it's the second to last week, then I'm assuming it's probably just going to be like some open workshop or something like that. And that means that as long as my final project is done before December 3rd, then I can skip class and just, you know, have it done, have it ready to present on the final day of class, and I'm good to go. Check your Discord DMs. Wrote something a little too spoilery for chat. I'll do it in a second after I finish this little cutscene. Hello, Cosmic Wolf. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying Final Fantasy XIV. Because I know you said you downloaded it the other day. But I think my stream ended before I ever got a chance to hear from you on, you know, whether you were enjoying it or not. It's super fun? Awesome. Yeah, it's gonna get a bit slow towards the middle, but if you can push through that, and you can just get to Heavensward, I would say, like, once you get past all the stuff at level 50, that's when it really starts to pick up. So, if you're already having fun, that's a great sign. Because I know a lot of people who honestly do have a lot of fun in A Realm Reborn. I enjoyed it for the most part, but most people seem to think that it's kind of boring, but universally, I think everybody agrees that when you get to Heavensward, it's way better. So you make it there, and you're smooth sailing, pretty much. You're starting level 7 Fates as a Gladiator? Hell yeah. Oh, you're playing Gladiator. Yeah, that's what I started off with as well. Very, very fun. I would say, honestly, at the moment, well, Gladiator turns into Paladin, and that is probably my second favorite tank. And probably top 5 for my favorite classes. It's pretty simple, but it's good, right? You know, simple isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes if you have, like, a tank that's just simple, and the mechanics work well, you know, it's good. That's all you really need. You keep seeing quests that are red. What does that mean? If a quest is red, that just means it's too high level. So, like in WoW, in WoW it'll be grayed out, right? But in Final Fantasy, it just shows up as like a red quest. That just means you need to level up before you can do that. Your favorite tank order is Gunbreaker, Dark Knight, Warrior, Paladin. Yeah, I would say, like, for me, Paladin would be second. But then I would say, yeah, Dark Knight and then Warrior last. I don't hate Warrior. Honestly, I think all the tanks in this game are good. I do agree that Gunbreaker is the best, though. Gunbreaker is just so much fun, at least in my opinion. Dark Knight is good, but the thing about Dark Knight is, like, I just don't feel like I've learned it enough. Like, I've played Gunbreaker extensively, even in, like, a Savage Raid setting, so that one I know the best. And I've played Warrior and Paladin pretty extensively. But Dark Knight, I haven't really messed around with. I don't really understand it too well. But people have told me that Dark Knight's really fun, so it's entirely possible that once I really learn Dark Knight and figure it out, that I'll enjoy it a lot more. Gunbreaker is 3 DPS in a trench coat. Yeah, for sure. I felt bad when I was doing Savage Prog, because one of the people on our raid team was, like, quite new, and they were playing, Dancer, I think. And I was beating them on DPS as a Gunbreaker, and it made them feel bad. But, like, what was I gonna do? Just do less damage? Like, no, that's my thing. I like doing damage on a tank. But, God, that burst window is so much fun. Like, the 3-step combo, I fucking love it. It's so nice. Especially because I like more freeform burst windows, because outside of that combo, you have a pretty long window on your No Mercy, which you can fit, like, pretty much anything into. Obviously, there is a set sequence that you want to do with Gunbreaker, but with Warrior, it seems so rigid, and the Warrior thing is just, like, you get guaranteed crits and direct hits, which, it's fine, but it has the same issue with, what was the old cooldown called? Battle Cry? That, Warrior used to have in WoW? Because when you get a cooldown like that, that just gives you guaranteed crits, all it ends up doing is, like, it's a damage increase, but it just devalues the effect of having crit on your gear. So, effectively, then, you just stack haste, or skill speed in this case. I'm assuming that's, like, the meta for Warriors in Final Fantasy. I don't know for sure. But, historically, in any game that has a big cooldown centered around 100% crit rate, then having any crit rate is useless for your burst window. And if most of your damage comes from your burst window, then you're effectively losing damage by stacking crit on your gear. And I dislike that. I think that's not great design. There's a reason why World of Warcraft eventually removed that cooldown and just gave Prot Warriors Avatar and Demo Shout as flat percent increases. Think it's crit direct hit materia? Really? So you still stack crit and direct hit. Interesting. I mean, I could see it, but it does mean that crit and direct hit materia do have a lessened impact on Warrior compared to, like, Gunbreaker, Dark Knight, or any other tank, really, because during their burst window, it effectively contributes nothing. So, there's a reason why, as far as I know, Warriors are the bottom DPS tank at the moment. I would imagine that plays into it. Probably not the only reason, but definitely a factor. And Gunbreakers just do Mongo DPS. I've heard Paladins, like, do a shit ton of DPS, too. So far, I've been doing fine damage on my Paladin, but I haven't gotten to, like, the later levels where you get all the really broken stuff. But that's probably what I'm gonna play in Endwalker, unless the changes really shake it up. Like, I know Dark Knight's getting a lot of changes, so I heard they're getting, like, Dancing Rune Weapon, kind of, like, summons a clone that mimics your abilities, which looks cool. And then I heard that some of their abilities are getting changed up a little bit. But as far as I know, like, Paladin and Warrior are mostly the same. Like, every tank is getting a big AoE, like, burst mechanic. So that's nice, I guess. Paladin has, like, a new combo following their, like, big burst window, which is cool. But Gunbreaker is pretty straightforward. You get an extra powder charge, and your burst window is just slightly better, which, cool, you know? Gunbreaker's already pretty good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's what Square Enix is doing. They're keeping it mostly the same, which is awesome. You saw a guy with a big bird mount flying to Fates. Was that a Chocobo? Yeah. Chocobo is something that you're going to get fairly soon. I would say you get your Chocobo around, like, level 30, I think. Could be wrong in that. Dark Knight has had Simulacrum Dancing Rune Weapons since Shadowbringers? Really? What are they giving it, then? Because I know they made a big deal out of, like, the, like, that new ability that they were getting. What was it? I don't know the name. All I know is they're getting some big new ability that people were, like, freaking out about. I thought it was Dancing Rune Weapon, but as I said, I don't know much about Dark Knight. So... Dark Knight is literally getting an ability called Shadowbringer. Ah. Interesting. Voice of the Soul. Interesting. Eden's Promise Anamorphosis. That's a lot of coins? Yeah. I've made quite a bit of gil. This is nothing compared to some people. There are people that have hundreds of millions of gil. Like, honestly, some people would look at the amount of gil that I have and they'd be like, ah, that guy's poor, right? I'm pretty happy with how much I have. I think it's, like, enough to get everything that I want. You know, that's usually how I describe it. Like, as long as I have enough money in any MMO to, like, buy whatever I want at any given time, minus a house, but, well, I'm not really looking to buy a house right now, so I'm not too concerned. You know, I'm set, right? I don't need to worry about other stuff. But I'll probably try to make a lot more when Endwalker comes out. Usually, if you get in early with, like, crafting and gathering professions in a new expansion, you can make absolutely boatloads of cash. And basically any MMO, right? I've done that in WoW with... actually, every expansion except Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers is, like, the first expansion in... ever that I didn't actually try to make any gold on launch. Mostly because I was focused on, you know, leading my guilds and whatnot, and that took a lot of time. But I've kind of tried to step away from doing that. And it looks like the only people that I'm gonna have to play Shadowbringer or Endwalker with is, like, maybe, like, 3 of my friends. So we only have, like, half a raid team. So we might honestly just join some half-finished raid team and, you know, I won't be raid leader, which I'm fine with, you know. I like raid leading, but the reality is that raid leading is a lot of fucking work. So if I don't have to do it, then it's honestly not a big deal.
It's the jail in Yulmore.
Ooh. Oh, that's sick. That's like Ranjit, right? I think I might be misremembering his name.
Whatever stands in our way, we will never give up hope.
It's like a combination of Ranjit and Thancred. Either way, that's sick. Alright, this boss looks really fucking cool.
I'm the only one fit to protect.
To think that this could be born from my memories. That creature is passing on its ether.
Oh. That was close.
You're not going anywhere. Oh!
If the jailer was cool, yeah. Agreed.
A feeble field protects nothing.
So that goes through his, yeah, through the middle. So I want to be standing directly here. Oh! No, I did not want to be standing there. Thankfully, I'm a tank.
You're not going anywhere. Oh!
I have a feeling this is gonna kill me, maybe? Okay. I honestly don't understand that mechanic, but I followed everybody else, and that was the right choice, because I lived. So, cool. Thank you.
Show me your strength.
Drifting Sky. I'm just gonna stand with the group.
Speak by you. Answer my call.
Made it. So I assume... Oh! Nope, that was incorrect. I thought I had to move away from it because it would pulse out, and evidently no. That one... I'm supposed to stand closer to him so I don't get knocked off. I'm not sure if I missed an indicator or if that mechanic was just poorly indicated, but I did not see anything to indicate that it was going to knock me back.
The blade is imbued with light.
Okay, somebody's saying that it's color-based, so I guess, like, depending on what the color is, you know whether it pulses or knocks back. Oh, that's bad.
You're not going anywhere. Oh! Light will cleanse your sins.
You know what? For this one, I'm just gonna follow everybody else. Okay, I'm seeing
So strong.
a lot of people going
I can't
here.
sense anything else.
Oh my god. Did that hit me? I'm just gonna stand here and pray. And just to be safe, I'm gonna put arm's length. In case there's a knockback. Okay, we're good.
Light flame.
Alright, I'm gonna follow everybody. These guys seem to think it's here. Okay, so I guess this entire side is safe. It doesn't really matter. I need to learn how to read that indicator, because I have no idea why they were all standing there. I just saw them and followed it.
How about you?
Okay, so this one... Oh, I see. Okay, so the fire knocks you back, and the lightning does the pulse. So that's what they were talking about in terms of colors. I get it now. LB2. Not enough to kill it, but we should still be good. Nice.
She deserves all the happiness in the world.
Da 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 da. I do like how recently they've been doing it so in like the victory screen, instead of cheering, you now like, you know, nod your head down solemnly and stuff like that. It's a really cool detail. I like that. Okay. I got 2 pieces of loot. Could be worse. You can't find where to turn the Final Fantasy volume down? I'll show you after this cutscene. Just remind me if I forget. Oh, also Furion, I just read what you put in Discord, and I agree with that, yeah. I feel like, honestly, though, if you replay A Realm Reborn with the knowledge that you have in Shadowbringers, like, a lot of the stuff they do makes a lot of sense. So I think it's clear that they were building to that over time, and that that was their intention from the very, very beginning. I just think that, yeah, the culmination of it in Shadowbringers was very good. Definitely agree. It is funny how, you know, Final Fantasy knows how to write morally gray characters, like, really well. And then, you know, the WoW team is out here saying, Sylvanas is morally gray. And meanwhile, she's genociding thousands of people. It's fucking hilarious. And she gets a fucking redemption arc. Ah, God, I hate that so much. I knew it was coming, but I still fucking hate it. Prepare for the best boss? Oh boy. It sucks that I'm on the last one, man. I guess, nice thing is, in a few weeks, I guess at this point it's about a month out. Yeah, so in a month we get another raid, so more and more bosses coming up soon. But this is it for Shadowbringers, last one. Or last actual raid boss, not Alliance raid. Technically, yes. What do you mean? I mean, I guess, like, I haven't done the other weapon trials, so there is that, if that's what you're talking about. Oh, do I, yeah. I guess, yeah, the Savage encounters are technically, like, their own thing. I would have liked to do this on Savage, but at this point, it's like, I don't know if I'll have time. Like, there's only so much time left before Endwalker hits. Maybe I'll look to see if I can find a group, but it's not like a top priority for me. My top priority right now is getting all of my tanks caught up to 80 on this character. And, well, finishing the World of Warcraft raid tier. Because I still haven't killed Sylvanas yet. Well, technically killed Sylvanas. I haven't defeated Sylvanas yet. Knocked her out, started her redemption arc, blah, 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 blah. So I need to do that. And once that's done, I can finally begin to, like, fully focus on this. If you don't plan doing it on Savage, look up E12 Savage. Oh, is there, like, a special end thing? So that would be sick. I mean, I guess they always do something like that, right? Where... I get... Maybe not always, but a lot of times they do something like that, where the final boss of the raid is split up into, like, 2 sections. Off-stream, yeah. No. Wouldn't want to spoil it for people. I think I might know what you're talking about, because my friend was telling me about it, because he was doing this tier on Savage, and he was telling me a bit about it. I didn't know all of it, like, he only barely mentioned stuff, like, he told me that it was mostly themed around, like, the Ascians and Darkness, but he didn't tell me the major story beats, so that was nice at least. I got to experience this for the first time. But I knew it was, like, Darkness themed, that's it. And he mentioned something about the last boss, so I think, depending on what I see here, I don't know what the last boss actually is, but if the boss that he told me about isn't the last boss that I'm about to see, then I think I'll know exactly what you're saying. I guess we'll have to see. I will say, though, regardless of what happens, I will never be doing this raid on Savage in its entirety. Because, I mean, Savage raids, generally speaking, are not easy. It takes a while to progress. So, even if I were to, like, try out Savage this tier, I would probably only be able to get, like, the first or second boss done before Endwalker hits. So I would never be able to experience the final boss on Savage regardless, or at least not before the expansion comes out. Eden's Promise, Eternity. Alright. Duty Finder. Okay. Yeah, so... I'm assuming, based on the description, that it isn't the boss that my friend was describing to me, so I think I know what you're talking about, Furion. I think I know the final boss that you're describing. How do you turn down sounds? System configuration, sound settings, and then just drag the slider down here. So I have mine at 7 for master volume, and 50 for background music. Okay, it says average wait time 6 minutes. Oh, that's for the Alliance raid. Hopefully the queue pops before long. In the meantime, I can extract materia from this. Yeah. Not amazing, but could be worse. I think I have materia socketed in all my gear, but I'll double check. Oh yeah, and I guess while I wait, something I can do is check Yule more. Unable to teleport at this time? I can exit. Thank you, no problem. Because I got a lot of those, like, tokens, so I could probably get some gear off this. And I at least want to go into Endwalker with, like... Obviously, I won't get full Savage gear, which is the best gear that I could get, but I'll try to get as much as possible. in terms of like Tombstone and normal Eden gear. So Eden's... Okay. Well, that was fast. I guess I'm not doing a relic exchange. Well, I could do it after the fact, but not a big deal. One DPS, and we're good to go. Okay, so the Ascian Prime is the boss that we're fighting here. Oh, what the?
Eden will become a utopia. For all eternity.
That's sick.
She's still in there. Somewhere.
Okay,
I
well,
won't give up on our future, Gaia. No matter what.
I know what the final boss you're talking about is now, Furion. So, my friend did spoil it for me. That was, I guess, the one thing that he did spoil somewhat. But this is still pretty fucking sick. Guess we could just go.
Joined as one. Never to be parted.
I'll just turn it around. Whew. Oh. Fucking... I misclicked. Oh, that's sick. So, she channels from one of the primals, and it has a mechanic themed around that primal. That's cool. I like this. Ramu is a circle around her. And then Leviathan is... it parts the sides. Unfortunately, if I'm facing in this direction, I can't exactly see what mechanic is coming next, so hopefully I don't have to worry about that. God, that hit hard! Holy crap. Okay, so that's a free... Oh, no, I got that. Okay, so that is big cones. What is Garuda? I got hit by that again. Fuck me. Unfortunately, there's like zero way to know what's coming. A Freet is over here, right? Like, this is cool, but unfortunately, until I actually have seen the mechanic once, it's like kind of impossible for me to know what's coming. So... could be better, I think, with the indicators. But, not a big deal.
Must you interfere?
Just realized it's 2:06 and you haven't ate lunch, so you're gonna go do that? Cool, cool.
Only be complete.
Oh boy.
Once you are erased from our memory.
Is this one of those quick action time events or whatever they're called? Or... what the hell?
You've got to protect her memories. Hurry!
I have no idea what's happening, but this looks cool.
You defile.
Delicious, aren't they?
These are actually quite good.
But we have to protect the memories.
See? Let's have another one. Perfect.
We stand in this? They all seem to think we stand in it, so I guess we do. Alright, cool.
What happened to the other half?
Am I being erased from her memory?
I told you it would make a great necklace.
Beautiful. I think it'll really suit you.
Me? But I thought you should have it. Is this ice? Where did this come from?
If this goes on much longer, she'll forget everything.
So, final memory, I think?
Retire your insolence.
How about this one?
That's my color. Now, this one on the other hand.
I assume that guy's using arms length. Yeah.
What am I doing with this? I'd never wear this color.
No! We can't let this happen!
You are unworthy of my trophy. We shall bring eternal harmony,
I assume big AoE buster coming in.
tranquility, and vitality.
Ooh. Okay, Ramu is circle around her. Right? Am I wrong? I guess I was wrong? Oh, I see. Okay, so it charges it up, and then it releases it. So it was a free and Ramu. Ah! Okay, that's a creative mechanic. Freed and Ramu again. And Shiva. I have no fucking clue what the Shiva one is. We haven't seen that one yet. I guess I'm just following everybody else. Oh, fuck. Does it freeze the floor? Please tell me it doesn't freeze the floor. I'm terrible at this mechanic. Okay. Thank God. Spread, spread, spread. Release. Alright, that should be here, right? I think. Oh! Ah, I did it! I figured out the mechanic. Okay. That's satisfying. Okay. Leviathan and Garuda. Took me a moment. Leviathan and Ramu would be, yeah, here. Nice. Ramu and Garuda would be here. Okay, but it's the charging mode. Junction Titan. Oh, fuck. I don't know what that does, so I'm just gonna follow the group. Big AoE blast, that's it. Summons the rocks. Okay. So we need to move here. And then... big AoE circle, and then is she gonna do release? If it's release, I think I stand right here. Right? They're all standing there. I think I was correct. Okay, I would have been fine. There were multiple safe zones, so... I second-guessed myself. I would have been safe where I was standing before. Okay, she's charging up Garuda and Ramu again. Same combo as before. Formless Judgment. Oh, this thing hits really fucking hard. Release. Yeah, same thing. Right over here. Yep. Nice. I think she's dead, but Leviathan and Ramu would just be back up in the center. Cool. That was a fun boss. I like that mechanic. It's not too complicated, but it has like some interesting combination potential. I dig it. I forgot to grab a new Wondrous Tales, though. Oh well. Their commendation. And... oh, there's a... I won the minion. Cool. At least I got one other piece of loot from that. Not too bad. Okay, so that's it for the regular raids. Now I just have the Alliance raid to do. Okay, I'm gonna do this questline later, because I want to, like, listen to all the cutscenes and stuff like that, but I know the ending is probably gonna be a lot, so I'll wait to do that until after the stream. For now, it's time for the final Alliance raid. And I guess I could probably go unlock... oh, what was it? Urbania. I think it's somewhere in here, right? The weapon quest lines. Haven't done any of those. I forgot to actually unlock that before the stream because I kind of forgot that they existed. But technically that is a raid boss, and it is one that I haven't done, so it does kind of count. Alright. Blood of Emeralds. Sorrows of Wurlit. Yeah. I don't know if I botched that pronunciation, but I did some of it. So it looks like I'm on Emerald Weapon, so I don't know how far along that is, but that's as far as I got. Oh yeah, and there was this triple triad match. I farmed this one a ton. I never got this card either, so you know what? I'm going to use my stream luck to see if I can get this one. Alright, that's fine. I'm going first. Lock down the corner. Ooh. Well, that's really good for me. I guess I'll just do this until the queue pops for the Alliance raid. Or at least maybe I'll do a few more wins. Red turn. Sure. Shit. And not a bad place for Alphino and Alice, though. Perfect. That's what I was hoping for. And I'll do one more and then I'll continue with the questline, because it looks like we're taking a while to find healers. Fucking hell. A draw. Okay, one more win. One more. I like doing this. This is fun. I love Triple Triad. Honestly, this is like the most fun activity in the game for me, hands down. Oh shit. Asahi is corner 8s. That's actually really good. I don't have that card, but I kind of want to look into where I find it. Because that is a strong card. Shit. Okay, I want to bait. Yeah! That's what I was hoping for. Easy peasy. Alright, no card. Oh well. I don't blame you. I like leveling alts and people give you shit for that. Yeah. I don't know, Triple Triad, it's like... It's so addicting. Once you really get into it, God, the gameplay loop for me is just really fun. It's very simple, but it's just... You can get lost in it for hours, or at least I can get lost in it for hours. I love Triple Triad. And honestly, I've tried leveling alts in this game. I've even made videos about it, but It's like, for me, the allure of speedrunning in this game is hindered immensely by the fact that there's no auto cutscene skip. Like, if I want to skip a cutscene in this game, I have to hit escape and then yes, every time. And sometimes, if there's, like, mild server lag, it takes forever to do that, and your, like, input can get eaten. So, in World of Warcraft, if I want to skip a cutscene, I hit escape, right? And that's fine. But in here, having to, like, hit escape and then snipe the yes button and not have my input get eaten is really frustrating. So, you know. Story-wise, I agree. If you want to watch the cutscenes, it's fun. But, like, I've already watched every single cutscene, like, a million fucking times. Or at least the early game ones, right? So, recently what I tried doing is, like, speedrunning it by just seeing how fast I could get through the MSQ. And it's just really, really long. I think, if anything, I know they said they're going to do, like, a leveling rework after Endwalker. I'm curious to see how they do that, and I think it could be a lot of fun to try and see how fast it's going to be post-Endwalker compared to how it was pre-Endwalker. And maybe if I can, like, optimize the route for new players to catch up, that could be, like, a fun little side project. We'll see, though. You think the 2.0 MSQ world record is 15 hours? It is, yeah. I think it's like a little bit less. It's like 14 something, but you're right. Yeah, it's around that. I looked into it a lot, because I tried speedrunning the MSQ, or at least A Realm Reborn. When was it? Sometime in the summer. And I was just like, fuck this. The worst part about it for me is you need to play a healer. So, like, in World of Warcraft, right? Technically speaking, Guardian Druid is the fastest. Okay, screw it. Skip cutscene. Yeah, so Guardian Druid is the fastest class in World of Warcraft, but you can effectively do the exact same speedrun route that I've done on my Guardian Druid with any class, and worst case scenario, if you play perfectly, you'll be just a little bit behind, because the only thing that matters is how fast you can kill mobs. But if somebody's really good at playing Resto Shaman, you can actually do a ton of DPS with Resto Shaman. But the problem with Final Fantasy speedrunning for me is the biggest limiting factor is queue times. And queue times are completely random. So, you know, if you're looking to get a world record speedrun, you need to have instant queues on every single dungeon, or close to it. And the only thing that can get instant queues right now is a healer. So it doesn't matter if healers kill things slower, the amount of time that you're going to save by just getting instant queues makes up for any of the time you'll get by killing things faster as a DPS or a tank. And that just, it sucks. It really, really sucks, because a lot of the time saves in the 2.0 MSQ, or any of the MSQ speedruns, is purely that. It's just the queue times. So there's no, like, complicated routing. There's none of those, like, cool tricks that I do in my speedrun with, like, gliders or, like, big pulls and I pop all my cooldowns. All that cool shit. Oh, shit. Teleport. All that cool stuff. It's basically not important at all in Final Fantasy speedrunning. So once I realized that that was the case, I just immediately lost interest in doing anything in terms of speedrunning. That's one thing you love about Lost Ark. You can do story dungeons either solo or in a party and on normal hard. Yeah, true. And honestly, here's the thing. In Final Fantasy, right, they've kind of done that with the trusts, but it's, at this point, only available for Shadowbringers. So, I think if they did something where you could do every single dungeon with a trust, and then the rules were changed to basically require you to do dungeons as a trust, to basically eliminate the variability of, like, queue times, I think that would honestly be really, really good for Final Fantasy speedrunning. But at the moment, it's just really random. And I can't really blame them for that. Like, it's just kind of how the game's designed. Because, like, obviously they're not going to balance leveling around speedrunning. That would be stupid. But the end result of the way that the design works is it makes it really bad for speedrunning. So I tried it, and I quickly lost interest. I've kept my Final Fantasy speedrun videos up on my channel. Most of them are unlisted, but people enjoyed watching it, so they're still there. I'm gonna just... Okay, everybody's standing here. I'm gonna hope they're correct. Okay, cool. I've definitely seen cases in these alliance raids where, like, everybody makes the wrong decision together because nobody knows the mechanic, and they're just like, yeah, let's follow the group, and then suddenly everybody dies. God damn it! That person was, like, hunting me down with their fucking circle. I almost walked into that. That would have been bad. Am I safe? Maybe? I'm gonna hope we're safe here. So, either we're all safe or everybody dies, and at least I can say that it wasn't my fault. Okay, we're all safe. Oh god. Fuck it, arm's length. I'm not trusting anybody. Okay, looks like most people survived. Nice. This raid is extremely sick. Yeah, this boss so far seems really cool. I love this design. Any boss that has, like, creative mechanics that interact with, like, the terrain, I love. Because there's so many generic boss fights in MMOs these days, so shit like this, where you have to, like, position yourself accordingly to not get knocked off the platform, I dig it. I am fucking up my rotation really, really badly, though, because I am just very lost, and I'm trying not to die. Yeah, okay, so move to the sides. Oh boy. Here, I think? Alright. Oh boy. No. No. I'm alive. 3 tanks, yeah. Alliance raids are, they're 24 players. Okay, so we're all just committing to this section, I guess. Well, I hope we're right again. Because if these guys are wrong, then we're all dead. Okay, they were correct. Cool. And fuck it, I'm popping arm's length. I don't want to move. Mechanics, what are those? Oh, the guy is so dead. Holy shit. That was sick. Feel bad for him. But he has the perfect legend title, so that's a big oof on his part. I guess he's just never done this boss. You missed a lot when you went to eat lunch? Yes. Well, we finished the last raid boss, so we're in a different raid now. Colossal Impact. Okay, so this is the one where I moved to the side. Yeah. Okay. yeah, this is moved to the side. Then this guy is center. And this guy is sides. Alright, I think I figured out the indicators by now. It took me a bit to catch on. Loot. So, I remember back in the day, the Alliance raids where you could only get one piece of loot per week. Is that still the case, or have the restrictions been lifted? Gucci sandals? Yes. That's one of the guys' names. Brilliant. Just in time for the boss to die. Indeed. Yeah, so I remember back in the day when I was gearing up for... Oh. Should I taunt this? Oh, it looks like... The other tanks have the bosses, so I should be good, but... Aren't there usually like 3 of these? So that, you know, each tank has to do something? Because I feel like I'm just... You know, I'm not doing my job. I keep ripping aggro off this guy, though. Bloody sweep. Oh! Okay, I got clipped by that. But at least I'm alive. So is this just like a boss rush? Because there has been absolutely zero trash so far. Which I like. I prefer it when raids are like that. Did I move with them? I would imagine I'm supposed to keep the boss positioned here. But it scares me whenever I'm all alone. I'm gonna do my burst window. Oh. Never mind. No, I'm not. Shit, shit, shit. I'm gonna run over here. Okay, so I would have been safe on the other side, but... Better safe than sorry, I guess. Crippling blow. That sounds like something I should pop mitigation for. Yeah, I was right. That hurt. That was through a big mitigation. I was a second late on that. I'm gonna run to where everybody else is. I'm just, you know, not gonna take any risks here. Okay, yeah. Whoa! Mix up. I'm on this side now. Tandem Assault Breakthrough. What does that do? Okay, that just killed some people. The other tank taunted off. could take a break from tanking for now, sure. I have kind of exhausted all of my mitigations, so... Makes sense, I guess. Oh, never mind, I ripped aggro off him. It's fun being a gunbreaker. Even when I don't want to tank, I have to end up tanking. Just because, you know, aggro. I think he should be safe over there. You know, even less about Final Fantasy tanking than WoW tanking. I mean, honestly, it's like... not really that different. Like, everything is pretty much... Ow. I guess I'm hitting this guy. Yeah, it's like fairly straightforward. Nothing really different. There's like big damage things that you have to pop a mitigation ability for. And oh god, oh shit. I'm alive. Gucci sandals did not survive that, unfortunately. I almost fucked up there bad. Okay. Guess we're hitting this one now. Whoa. Tandem assault breakthrough. Okay. Yeah, like, the indicators are obviously different than in WoW, but everything gets explained to you as you level up. So by the time you get to this, which is like endgame content, you'll already know what all of this stuff means, and you'll be able to dodge accordingly. Like, that little circle in the middle of the room, that's like the universal indicator for... This is like a damage fall-off mechanic. Like, the farther away you are, the less damage it deals. So I automatically knew that, oh, I should be moving away to the edge of the room to take reduced damage from that. And then there was the bosses charging up towards the center of the room, so I'm like, oh, that probably means that I can't stand in the center, or I take a big chunk of damage. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm able to understand what I'm supposed to do by using, like, context clues, effectively. And as you level up in Final Fantasy and do more dungeon and raid content, you get those context clues taught to you through different mechanics. Okay, neither one of these is a tank item. But yeah, tanking is fairly straightforward, right? Like, you generate threat. Just like in WoW, you have a tank stance. While in your tank stance, which is this thing, it increases your enmity generation. Enmity just means threat, right? Then you have a mitigation ability, so this makes me increase my parry rate, and I take 10% reduced damage. This is a 30% damage reduction, 20% damage reduction, 15% damage reduction. This is like an AoE magic damage reduction. Think of it like a anti-magic zone, like in WoW, except it doesn't have a positional requirement. Just hits everybody in your party. Then Reprisal makes it so all enemies that you hit with this... Oh, that's... Okay. All enemies hit by Reprisal do 10% less damage. And then you have your burst cooldown, No Mercy, just gives me 20% bonus damage. Then I have a resource system. This is my cartridges. And I generate cartridges by using my combo. Think of it like Holy Power, kind of. So, prop pallies generate Holy Power, and they spend Holy Power on, like, Shield of the Righteous and stuff. So, I generate cartridges, and I spend my cartridges on abilities. And then I have, like, a cooldown that automatically fills all my empty cartridge slots and stuff like that. So, pretty straightforward. You do damage, you generate threat. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? Oh, nope, 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 nope. So I'm guessing this mechanic targets a player with a giant laser beam and they have to move out of the group. But unfortunately, some people are just kind of running around like chickens with their heads cut off and nearly hitting us. Boy. Orange rectangles are obviously bad stuff. You don't want to stand in the bad stuff or it does damage to you. Don't forget to get the trousers from other classes as their pantsuit on females. Well, this character is a male, so it won't look the same for me. I never did end up getting the 2B set from the, I think that was Copy Factory, right, that dropped it? Never got it as a drop. Did it a few times too, but I just never won the roll. Hello, Joshin. Good to see you. What is this? The boss is just called Red Girl. Alright. Pretty straightforward, I guess. Oh, there's a lot of shit going on here. The room just got divided? Oh, that's sick. Oh, and the bombs open up. Oh, this is cool. Oh, that's a sick mechanic. Do I, Okay. So we have to, like, blast open pathways in these walls that they generate, and then use the remaining walls to avoid giant AoE blasts. This is a cool mechanic. I like this boss. Unfortunately, it looks like we've lost a healer and a DPS. Generate barrier. Oh. They all got dragged inside. Huh. Was I supposed to be in there? That guy just dropped his bomb on top of me. Seriously, dude? Holy shit! That killed a lot of people. Whew. I'm alive. Black and white cancel each other, but they collide with the same color. Yeah. No, this is super creative. This is really, really sick. Thank God for battle rises in Final Fantasy. I hope I'm safe. I'm probably not. I'm not. At least I'm not. Oh, shit. Okay, wait. Here? Nope, it still hit me. I'm dead. Oh, okay. Fuck it, Super Bolide. When all else fails. At least I have that. I was so dead if I didn't hit that. I have, Jesus Christ. Yeah, 4 stacks of vulnerability is going to make this really difficult, though. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. What the fuck? Oh! This is sick! Oh, this is so cool! Oh, fuck yeah. This is such a cool boss fight. Is that actually a part of Nier Automata? I've never played it, so I wouldn't know. I don't know where that guy is going, but I assume he probably knows more than I do. Okay, I only got hit once. I'm still alive. Oh, I didn't realize I could hit her. I'm probably dead here. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the kill plane, aren't I? Yep. I don't understand that mechanic at all. All I know is a chain is hitting me, and I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing. But alright. It's a Nier crossover, yeah. The entire raid is a Nier crossover. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, wait, yeah, so I'm safe here because the black is hitting this. White would have passed right through. Safe here, I think? And... I'm safe here. Wait, no. Yeah. I should have trusted the group. I got confused for a second. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, so white can't penetrate the white barrier, black can't penetrate the black barrier. This is a fucking complicated boss. Oh god, not this shit again. Fucking hell. I don't understand this mechanic at all. Oh, I'm alive. Oh. Still no loot, though. Maybe I'll get something off the final boss. Yeah, no, I confused. I mixed up my colors there. So, I was standing in the safe spot, and then at the last second, I second-guessed myself, and I walked right in between both of the nukes and just died. I took a 999 hit, like, twice. I was very dead there. Unlucky. Actually, not really unlucky, just fucking stupid on my part. It happens, though. I was doing pretty good there for a while, so it's bound to make a few mistakes. I do have a bit of wiggle room because I am a tank, so stuff that would normally kill a DPS, I get to just, you know, pot mitigation and survive. Which, you know, it's a little bit unfair, but is what it is, I guess. I guess I moved to the sides. That was the correct play. And center. Also, just a reminder, for anybody who's not familiar with Final Fantasy raids, this is the LFR equivalent. So, think about how easy LFR is in WoW, and then look at how many times I've died so far, and remember that this is Final Fantasy's LFR. So, when I say that I don't think that World of Warcraft should have an LFR, or that if they have an LFR, it should be tuned to not be as face roll easy, I'm not saying that because I don't think that, or people deserve to have, like, you know, puggable raids that are fun. Because Final Fantasy has puggable raids that are fucking awesome. So if Final Fantasy can do it with shit like this, then there's no reason why World of Warcraft should have, you know, stupidly easy LFR raids. Okay, one down. Oh, it's also worth noting that there is no hard mode for this. Like, they design a completely brand new, unique raid for the LFR equivalent. So they don't just, like, take the exact same raid and tune it down. They literally make an entirely new raid as, like, an LFR equivalent. It's, yeah, there's a reason why a lot of people have been jumping ship from WoW. There's a lot of things that it does better. WoW LFR is funky? Yeah. The only thing good about WoW LFR is, the raid chat. You get some good shit in raid chat in LFR. It's funny as hell. But other than that, I don't think there's any redeeming it. LFR and FF14 isn't easy, but messing up mechanics isn't as punishing. Yeah, like, here's the thing. I've died how many times, and yet we still killed the boss. So many people died, and we still killed the boss. Like, it's meant to be something that you can fuck up, and you can still kill the boss. It doesn't punish you that hard. But at the same time, it ends up feeling much more engaging, because even though you're still gonna kill the boss at the end of the day, it feels a lot more fun. It feels like you earned it, because you actually had to understand the mechanics and, you know, learn it and play around it. Much better than just, like, mindlessly pressing buttons while the boss does absolutely no damage to you. And yeah, exactly, that's the thing. Like Cosmic Fox said, it is entirely tuned around people not having to look it up beforehand. They don't expect you to have to look this up and understand it. This is why it is the LFR equivalent. It's still a well-designed raid with interesting mechanics, but it's just forgiving enough to allow you to kind of skate through without understanding it ahead of time. And, you know, you might die a few times, but you get B-Res'd and you're good to go. So it's a really cool way for, like, new players to get introduced to raiding. They can hop in here, experience these really cool boss fights and be like, whoa, what the hell? I just got my ass kicked. And it gives you, like, the thirst for more. And then you want to look into, like, so what are these savage raids that people have been telling me about? And there you go. So I think it's, like, the best possible way to do raiding like this. Oh, some people are still watching the cutscene. I was wondering what we were waiting on, but yeah, that makes sense. I don't care about the Nier Automata story, so I usually skip the cutscenes for these. Not really a big fan of this storyline. I've been told that it, like, makes some sense if you've played the Nier games, but I haven't played any of them, so I don't understand it. But even the people I know who have played the Nier Automata games and did play through these raids still say that it's kind of a garbled mess that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, so I guess, depends. The overall design of the raids looks so much better in Final Fantasy. I agree for the most part. For me in WoW, so the problem that I have with WoW raids is WoW raids are very hit or miss. There are some boss fights that are really well designed that are like equivalent to Final Fantasy boss fights, but here's the thing. In World of Warcraft, you have how many boss fights per raid? It's like 10 or something like that. Yeah, 10 in Sanctum of Domination. Hard for me to think while I'm focused on not dying right now. So you have 10 boss fights in Sanctum, but in a Final Fantasy like Savage raid, you only have 4 bosses per raid run. And a lot of people will say, oh, Final Fantasy has worse raids because it only has 4 bosses, whereas World of Warcraft has 10. But anybody who has done Sanctum of Domination, you cannot honestly tell me that Terragru, Eye of the Jailer, or the 9 count as legitimate boss fights. They're fucking dog shit, right? Those boss fights are all, like, baby mode compared to anything in any other, like, raid. Even within World of Warcraft, right? Like, Remnant of Ner'zhul, in my opinion, is the first real boss fight in Sanctum of Domination. And even then, it's like, compared to Painsmith, or like Kel'Thuzad, or Sylvanas, I'm dead. Okay, I'm alive. Yeah, I need to stop talking. I'm gonna get myself killed here. Ooh. Yeah, so, like, compared to the later bosses in the raid, Painsmith, yeah, even Fatescribe, I would say. Like, if you wanted to talk about the really well-designed bosses in Sanctum, I would say Remnant is a good boss. Painsmith is obviously a very good boss. Wow, that almost killed me. I should have popped a bigger mitigation spell for that. Fatescribe, honestly, Fatescribe's pretty lame, but at least it had some thought put into it. I think Fatescribe is one of those bosses that, like, works really well on paper, but in practice, it just doesn't translate well. Shit. That actually really hurt. And then, obviously, like, KT and Sylvanas, both pretty good. So, World of Warcraft has 1, 2, like, I'd say 5, yeah. 5 bosses in all of Sanctum that are actually good boss fights. The rest are just filler garbage. Guardian is a filler boss. It's literally just a patchwork fight with, like, barely any thought put into it. Cool idea, didn't work out at all. Soulrender, in my opinion, is a super basic kill the ads type of fight. The first 3 are throwaway boss fights with, like, one interesting mechanic that doesn't really matter at all. Honestly, nothing super interesting. Then you look at Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy has 4 bosses in their raid tiers, but each boss is perfectly tuned or perfectly designed to be really, really good. I would say perfectly designed, but it's well designed. It has a lot of thought put into it. What the fuck? Okay. That was a skyscraper. I think I'm safe? Yeah. It's Operator Thogar! Oh shit! That's awesome! Oh, that's so cool. Okay, should be safe here. I'm fucking up my damage rotation so badly. Just remember that the false idol is an anime girl. Yeah. I'm safe here, right? Yeah, I should be safe in this area. Ten in Sanctum, 11 in whatever 9.2's raid is. Yeah. And just like, I would bet money, right? That almost every single boss in that raid, save like 4 or 5, is going to be some throwaway, like, regurgitated encounter that is just really overtuned, and that's the only reason it's even remotely difficult, right? That's what, like, every single WoW raid is. And that's fine. Like, I honestly... I know that it sounds like I have a major problem with that, but I really don't. I think that's okay. But that is WoW's style of designing raids. It gives you a lot of boss fights to, you know, deal with. And most of them are just going to be, like, regurgitations of things that you've already seen a million times, with maybe, like, mild twists. And you're only going to see, like, an actually creative boss every once in a while. So, sure. Alright, what the fuck am I doing with this? Do I... Oh, I see. So I have to face it correctly. Okay. Yeah, so Final Fantasy doesn't really rehash that many mechanics. For the most part, it's really just like they have a lot of creative bosses. Everybody's standing right here. Oh, it's KJ! Yo! That's sick! Oh, those people died. Holy shit. Oh, train tracks again. What's the red girl? Uh-oh. Okay, this thing again. I need to face black towards it? I like that. So, like, the first time you see that mechanic, it's, like, really slow to give you time to understand it. And then the second time, it does it rapid fire back to back. So it's like, alright, by now, you better understand how to do that. And if you don't, you die. That's cool. I should be safe here. Whoa! I threaded the needle there. That was close. Oh, they're alive somehow. Okay, I'm safe on this track. Should be good, but I'm just gonna play it safe. I just realized there's a lot of people that were dead at the end there. Cool! Alright, well that's the last of the Alliance raids done. Now all I have is the Trials. It's a lot of loot. 2B. 99? Okay, come on. That would be sick. Gloves or chest? Crit debt. I definitely would prefer the chest. I only rolled a 46, though. I misread that modern aesthetics thing at the start. I rolled a 2 on that. Okay. 19. Need... I'm gonna wait to roll on the second 2B card. I'm pretty sure I've already gotten it. Gonna pass on that. Nice! I got the chess piece. Actually, wait, I think I was the only person who could have even won that chess piece, wasn't I? So, either way. Can I? Oh, I got the gloves, too. Okay, so apparently they removed the restriction. Can pass on the 2B card. And let's see if I got any of the other stuff. Curious what the numbers on 2B are. Oh. Well, I got the pets. Nice. Higher the number, the better? Yeah. It's a roll from 1 to 100, so... Closer you get to 100, the better it is. So I rolled a 99 out of 100 on that card. There's like no way I was losing that. Statistically speaking, it's like next to impossible that I lost the roll on that. But it has happened. I actually, one of the times when I did Copied Factory, I rolled a 99 on the 2B set, and I got beaten by somebody who rolled a 100. So that was unlucky. But it happens. And I'll do the closing quests for this later on, off-screen. Player with the highest number gets the drop? Yeah. Let me catch up. It's like Mustadio in the Lighthouse. It's been a while since I've done that boss fight. Hairstyle? Yeah, I didn't get the hairstyles, unfortunately. What are the orange lines around my attacks? That would be the cooldown. So that is the cooldown until it comes back. Quality over quantity? Yeah, exactly. That's how, that is exactly how Final Fantasy designs its raids. And it's better off for it, in my opinion. So, basically, in Final Fantasy, you get less overall raid bosses. You don't get as many. But every single raid boss is much more unique in terms of its design, I guess, for lack of a better word to describe it. It feels different than all the other stuff, instead of it being like the same thing over and over. Like, honestly, every single first raid boss in WoW is a throwaway boss. Terragru is, like, the most creative one they've done in a while. And even then, it's like, once you understand that the best anima powers are the ones that give you, like, passive damage procs, then it's, you know, not really interesting. So, Not a huge fan of it. Considering picking up Prot Warrior for M+, at item level 240, you think I should, like, start at 7+ and pump your own key? Usually, yeah. I would say, like, if you can get your own key pushed up, that's generally better. Now, as a Prot Warrior main, I would actually recommend you don't do Prot Warrior for Mythic Plus. So, it works, right? It's fine. But I can tell you from experience that no matter how good you are at Prot Warrior, you're gonna have a bad time compared to the other tanks. It's not bad, but... goddamn, do you have to work like twice as hard to do anything on a Prot Warrior right now? It's rough. And it's a shame, because I love Prot Warrior. I think it's really fun. But it just doesn't work. It's so fundamentally flawed. That's why I've said before, but I want to make a video about it, and I've put together a schedule for this coming week, and let me see where that falls. Currently on my schedule, the Prot Warrior video is going to be on Wednesday. Now, I might have to push it back if I run into trouble getting footage for that, but That is the current plan. Because there are some problems with Prot Warrior that I think could be easily fixed, but at the moment, it's just, it struggles. The issue is you're only geared on Warrior. I feel that. No, that was the same problem I ran into. Like, my Warrior was my most geared character. And I mean, I did like Prot Warrior, so I'm like, oh, you know, I'll play that this tier. And then I realized that it was just really bad, and I was kind of stuck with it. So, if you have time, my recommendation would be to invest in gearing a different tank, but you can make it work. It is just very difficult. And definitely, if you're playing mostly Mythic Plus, you can get away with Kyrian, but Night Fae is really, really good for M+. Ancient Aftershock is nutty. And also, like, Karain is a really good M+ Soulbind, just overall. So, I got a pretty nice jacket there. And I got gloves, too. Sick. So I can try to extract this materia. Let's see, I have Heaven's Eye and Savage Aim. So, retrieve materia. Come on. Ah, it broke. I'll try one more time. Come on. Nice. Well, I got one of them back. And then I can desynthesize this. For gloves, let's try to get these back. Retrieve. Nice. One more. 3 out of 4? Yeah! 3 out of 4. Perfect. Well, not quite perfect, but almost perfect. Let's see. Materia socketing. I can put a... Let's go with direct hit on this. So let me just make sure I did that correctly. It was double 60 direct hit. Cool. Do I use the same set for all my tanks? This is the only tank that I have at max level so far. So at the moment... Yes, because I only have one. When I eventually get all my tanks up to 80, I'm sure I'll start using different sets, but also that was a 15 item level jump, so that would be an increase regardless of which tank I was playing. 15 item levels is worth more than secondary stats. And, I mean, yeah. I'll worry about that later on. Right now, until I get, like, higher item level gear, you know, that's obviously the priority. But my warrior's, like, level 65 right now. I'm still getting it caught up. Oh. When did I get that? Huh. I kind of want to get the desynthesis thing, but at the same time, it's like... Here, what are the boots I'm using now? Yeah, these ones are ugly. Alright. Desynthesize. Challenge completed. Cool. And last but not least, Materia Melding. For this, I can get Determination. Yeah, so, like, when I was doing Savage rating, I looked into all that stuff. I looked into what, like, the best stat priorities were at the time. And, you know, when I obviously start Savage rating again in Endwalker, I'll do that. But for now, I'm just trying to get a high item level to get prepared for Endwalker. I'll probably decide which tank I'm going to bring into the leveling process. It's probably going to be Gunbreaker, but I might change my mind. And then I'll probably mix up my materia to optimize it a little bit, you know, a few days beforehand. But at the moment, not terribly concerned about doing all that. Okay, so... I have enough for... How many of these do I have? Bangle of Lost Antiquity. I have 3. Oh, so I can get each one. Perfect. Necklace Offending. And Ring Offending. Oh, wait, there's 4 things total. Definitely want to get the ring. So I'll just keep the bracelet for now, I guess. Oh well. Hello, David Rael. Good to see you. Disciple of War 2. Okay, so it's this one. I just don't have... Wait, am I clicking on the wrong thing? Oh, no. Yeah, I was clicking on the wrong thing. So if I want to get... God damn it. It's this. This is what I should be looking at. Okay, so if I want to get these, I need to have multiple. Alright. I mean, if I can get, like, infinite drops off that latest raid, then I can just get up to 510 item level just by doing that. So that seems like it would be the ideal way. Unless I'm missing something. Either way, pretty good. I got jewelry, at least. I am doing good, Spoonman. Hope you're doing good as well. Yeah. We'll do that. And... replace this here. Finally replace my crafting ring. Alright, now I just need to retrieve all the materia, so fingers crossed. Nice. Alright, I'm getting pretty lucky right now. Pure bead. I can use that later on. That's pretty good. This thing. Okay. Retrieve materia. Really want to get this one. Heaven's Eye is good. Ah! Unlucky. Ah, that broke too. Oh well. In an hour, you get to go watch a new movie? Nice. What movie you watching, Cosmo? Retrieve materia. Okay, both of these are Heaven's Eye. I really want these. Ooh, not a good start. One more. Unlucky. Oh well. That's good, at least. Can I buy some materia? Should have some of the things required. Yeah, so I want... What do I need it for? Let's just go with 6 direct hit. Alright, can meld it in here. We're going to watch the new My Hero Academia Heroes Mission. Oh, I didn't realize there was a movie for that. That's pretty cool. I haven't caught up on that show. I watched like the first 2 seasons and then I haven't watched anything in a while for that. You gotta peace out for a couple hours, have fun. Don't remember if you've been here since you talked about doing heroic SOD, but your guild cleared it a little after you mentioned it before. Nice. Yeah, I think I remember you talking about that. It has been a while, though. But that is good to hear. Glad you guys cleared it. I did hear, yeah, I heard that there was a first movie for My Hero Academia. I didn't know there was a second one. Pretty much a month ago. It's been quite a while since you dropped by. No worries, man. I've been doing a lot of different streams lately. So, I can't blame you. It's been interesting, because before, like, about a month ago, yeah, a lot of my, my videos were doing kind of meh, but my streams are doing well. And recently it's been the opposite. I've been doing different stuff with streams, but videos have actually been performing extremely well. So, it balances out, I guess. Now, what was the thing that I needed? White Crafter's Scripts. I want to check to see if there's new recipes. I'm not sure if there are. There probably aren't, but... Master recipes. I can't remember if I've learned these already. Master Carpenter 8? I guess I can check, right? So... Okay, yeah, I have all the Master Recipes Tier 8, I think. Yeah. And... it goes up to 510 item level. Alright, yeah, that's not too bad. And I got it for every profession, right? Yep, Tier 8. This is... Yep. Okay, so I guess they just expanded upon what you can craft within Tier 8. So I don't need to buy any of the new recipe books. And... Crafter's Gear 3. So you can now buy up to 500 item level gear and accessories. Oh, you can finally buy good accessories to accompany it. Wait, there's a set bonus? Since when has that been a thing? That's kind of cool. Huh. That might actually be better than what I have. Gatherer Script Exchange. Okay, 500 item level. Interesting. Yeah, so what item level is my crafting gear? 490, but it's high quality. Huh. Okay, but my other stuff is not good. Like 470, I could actually get an upgrade from that. Huh, so I might want to do that. Unless, could I just craft a better version? So if I go to, like, armoring, right? No. Smithing. Aesthetes. So aesthetes is still the highest it goes. And I'm guessing that 490 high quality is probably better than 500 regular quality. I could be wrong in that, though. I'm not sure. Either way, it's been about 3 hours. I finished the 2 raids that I set out to do. I think it's going to take me quite a while before I can actually get around to Emerald Weapon, so I'll just do that off stream. Gonna be working a bit more in Final Fantasy, but most videos coming out this week will be WoW related, because I still have a few things that I need to finish up before we go full on into Endwalker, but going forward, I'll probably start doing more Final Fantasy related videos, and, you know, all streams for the foreseeable future will be Final Fantasy streams, because building up to Endwalker for that at least. But anyway, that's it for this stream, so I will catch you guys next weekend, where I'll be doing more stuff in Final Fantasy. Haven't decided what, but it'll be something. We'll figure it out. But anyways, that's it. I'll catch you all later. Peace.